Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to day 2 of Kanthari Talks. Today, of course, is going to be half day. It's not a full day like yesterday. And we are hoping that all of us will be as attentive as we were yesterday. I'm happy to see some new faces and old faces as well from yesterday. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today. Now, before we continue, I'll just give you a few house rules, all right? Mostly of all of us already know. So we ask you kindly to put your mobile devices on flight mode or silent because we do not want you to lose concentration on the speeches that will be on stage. And we also kindly ask you, during the speech, when there's a participant on the stage, may you please refrain from moving around the auditorium because it will disturb you and the participant who will be on stage. And also, you can move around, at least, during Q&A. It will show Q&A. That is the time when you can start maybe moving around and using the bathroom, which is on your left. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Tyrone. And also, just a reminder, please do not take photos or videos when there is a participant on stage or inside this room, because we do have in-house photographers who are going to do the same. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, and you may be asking, who are these talking to you? My name is Charlene Tunai from Kenya.
And I'm Tyrone Havner from Zimbabwe.
And we will be your hosts and MCs for today. Thank you.
Only today, sadly, right?
Yeah, so today we will be having 2 sectors, and after every sector, we will play a Kanthari Plus talk.
Kanthari Plus video.
Yes.
This is when we show you the success stories of alumni of Kanthari.
Thank you so much. And Tanya?
You still have time.
3.
Oh my goodness, Paul. Shirley forgot you. This is bad. Okay.
Paul, where are you? Why did you dress in black?
I will get her in the back room. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the co-founder of Kanthari, Paul Cronenberg.
Thank you.
Sorry,
All right. So good morning, everyone. Just for those who are online and don't know much about Kanthari, just a few words. My name is Paul. I was lucky. In 1997, I was traveling all the way to Tibet. And the first lady I met was a young lady from Germany. And the first question I asked her, are you here for sightseeing? And there was a very definite no. Sabria is blind, for those who don't know. So I was lucky she had a good sense of humor. She didn't beat me up with a white cane. And later on, we went on a journey together, and here we are today, 27 years later. So we started the first school for the blind in Tibet, a project with 4 different parts. We had a preparatory school, we had a vocational training farm, we had a braille printing press where we printed Tibetan, Chinese, and English braille books, and we had a self-integration program where our students went into regular schools. They told the neighbor, you tell me what's on the blackboard, and I'll help you with your English homework. And this is basically what happened. So to tell you a little bit about, well, I want to share a story because I share this story everywhere I go. And it's just to show how dumb we are as human beings. We have to be critical to ourselves. And this is a story. There's 2 people sitting on a bench in the park. And one says to the other one, I'm 100% sure that up in space there's very advanced alien life. The other guy says, how can you be 100% sure? We never met them. And he says, exactly. So they came with their space mobile, whatever, pulled on the handbrake, looked at planet Earth. 2 aliens. One alien says to the other one, he says, wow, what a beautiful planet. I've seen a lot of planets in my lifetime, but this one, wow. And then the other guy says, well, I've been hanging out here for a while. Ask me anything about this planet. I've studied it. So they take some binoculars, they zoom in to the Earth, and then they saw these creatures. And the alien said, so what are those? And he said, people. Huh. So what do? Good question. They go into shops and they buy these little packages that says, smoking kills. So the other alien says, so they are suicidal. He says, millions of them. Then he scratches his head and he says, so what else is there? And he said, what is this? So they looked at the dark side of the earth and they saw these lines, these bright lines. He said, what are those? And he said, borders. He said, why? I don't know, somebody put them there. He said, what's inside of these borders? He says, well, there's countries. So what do the countries do? Good question. Here's a country last year, they spent $80 billion on weapons. So the other alien says, so which aliens are they defending themselves against? He says, not aliens, other countries, other people. So he scratched his head further. And then they looked and they zoomed in and they saw people at the equator level digging in the earth, digging and risking their lives to collect bits and pieces of gold. And they would melt this into small little bars. And then somebody who was rich would come and they melt it in a bigger bar and they would sell it to the rich person. And then bigger bar and bigger bar. And at one point they had these big chunks. And guess where they end up? They went to the northern hemisphere most likely. And what do the rich people do with it? They put it back in the ground in a safe. That's us. So luckily, not all of us are the same. And if you look at the news every night, the newsreader worldwide starts with 2 words, good evening. And then you watch 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and you're waiting for the good part. It's terrible. We're in a pretty bad state. So Sabrina and I, when we left Tibet, we said, what can we do as 2 individuals to make it a little bit better? We can't. We can't make it better. But what we can do is to take our experience and the many, many mistakes that we made while setting up the project in Tibet and to share this with change makers that want to start organizations themselves so that they don't make those mistakes. When they go home, they get the time running. Okay, so that they hit the ground running. I get a time signal here in the back. So they hit the ground running when they go back, right? And this is when Kanthari was born. For those who are not familiar with the name Kanthari, so Kanthari, well, it's another good thing that we do at Kanthari now. Out of mistakes, we learn. We have branding sessions. And branding sessions, one is to have a good name. Now, we were very good at giving it a very bad name when we started. We called this the International Institute for Social Entrepreneurs. IISE. There's a lot of organizations that have these big abbreviations, and you always have to explain what it's about. So one day, luckily, we said we're going to change the name, and we were looking for good names. One day we were lucky. We were sitting on the terrace here, on the balcony, and suddenly, out of nowhere, Sabria jumps up, and she goes, "Ooh, what was that? What was that?" And our colleagues started laughing, and they said, you bit on a kanthari. And a kanthari is just a very, very small but extremely pungent chili. It's one of the spiciest chilies in the world, and there it was. It's a perfect symbol for a change maker, right? So now, if we talk in future about change makers, to say change maker so-and-so, that's not fun. But let's say Kanthari Gandhi, Kanthari Mandela. That's something that we hopefully in future will hear. We are here in the center of the world, and people start usually laughing when we tell them, but we are in the demographic center of the world. If you draw a circle around Trivandrum, you make it large enough, you got Australia, you got Asia, Europe, and Africa. 85% of the world's population live in that circle, and this is the center. So welcome to the center of the world. The people that we hear today, the people that we have here with us today that are going to speak to you have overcome adversity, and they said, stop. Now we have to act. We can't wait till somebody else is going to clean up the mess. I think right now in the world we are in a little bit of a pickle, because the biggest problem, I think, is that the I has slowly moved in front of the we. Okay, so it's iPhone, iPad, selfie, selfie, selfie. And I think if we can't, change that we get the we back in front of I think then it looks pretty bleak going forward. Luckily, we have a lot of people here that put the we in front of the I, and we're going to hear them today. So I wish you a lot of fun today at the Kanthari Talks, second day, and, well, hopefully they're going to inspire or give some takeaways for us to take home. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul. Much appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to mention there is food, by the way. So when it's time to go and grab a grub, I'll let you know. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your patience, your listening. And I told you before that today we only have 2 sectors. And for this sector, it will be health. We have panelists, both online and offline. Offline panelists, some have been there yesterday, and also some have been there yesterday for the online panelists. And I'm going to read the new panelists that have come today or that will be joining us for the first time today. On the offline panelist, we have Dr. Yamini Krishna. And Dr. Yamini is a medical professional currently serving as a medical officer, a graduate of the Government Medical College in Calicut. And she has built a strong clinical foundation through her work at DMWDMS and Tripanthura Taluk Hospital. She is recognized for her steady, evidence-based approach and clarity in clinical decision-making while maintaining a keen interest in broader healthcare issues and sector development. Please give it up to Dr. Yamini. Thank you so much, Doctor. Then we have as the online panelist, the new member is Dr. Victor Bamisaye. And Dr. Victor Bamisaye is a community-focused leader, writer, and advocate working in education, youth development, and social impact. As an executive director of Bamisaye Victor Foundation, he champions initiatives that uplift communities and expand opportunities, especially for out-of-school children. Guided by his life experiences, he believes that while changing the entire world may be beyond one person, transforming one's own world is possible through dedicated service and fostering platforms that positively influence local, national, and global perspectives. Please give it up for Dr. Victor Bamisaye. And we are going to welcome again our panelists who were with us yesterday and have decided to also join us again today. Give it up for Dr. Christoph Becker. Welcome once again, Dr. Christoph. And then we have Maria Juliet, who is in our midst. Welcome, Maria Juliet. We have Sumnant Vashist, who is also in our midst. And for our online panelists, we have Ashmita Banerjee. Give it up for Ashmita. And last but not least, we have Simon Stroh on our midst. Give it up for Simon. He's got fans. Okay. Thank you. So we are going to have our first speaker of the day. But before we do, I'll tell you a little bit about her. This is someone who has fought for healthcare for her people in her country. Can you imagine that right now, in 2025, we still have women struggling to get healthcare, which is a basic need? And so all the way from Cameroon, this speaker has decided to change that. She has decided to create a community, an organization, a movement where women can access healthcare in every single way. So kindly give it up for Adelaide B, all the way from Cameroon. Oh, boy. Mic is, oh, nice. Just hold on a little bit. We have some technical issues, and we'll get back to you.
Doctor, please help my brother. He's been shot. He was caught in the crossfire. Please.
Do you have a police clearance?
Police what? We don't have it. Please, he's bleeding.
Can you
so
deposit
much.
500,000 now?
500,000. We don't have that kind of money. Please, doctor, please
We
help.
don't know if this guy is even a rebel.
He's not a rebel. I promise he's not. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I'm truly sorry. We cannot take
He's
that risk.
innocent. Oh, God.
Next!
This was a situation that happened to my friend. He died 2 days after leaving the hospital because he did not have the money to pay for his treatment. Sadly, he's not the only one. Just like him, over 6,500 people have been killed, and more than 1.3 million people have been displaced due to various crises in Cameroon. The Boko Haram attacks in the north, the recent post-election crisis, and the Anglophone crisis, which today is a civil war. Those displaced by crisis are typically called IDPs, meaning internally displaced people. However, I choose to call them individuals defeating pain, because despite losing their homes, their jobs, and their loved ones, they never give up. After graduating as a clinical biologist in 2015, I was happy to start my career. In 2016, I was able to secure a job in Bamenda, the northwest region of Cameroon. But shortly afterward, everything changed. The Anglophone crisis started. I was forced to flee to Yaoundé, the capital of Cameroon. In Yaoundé, I had no family. I survived due to the kindness of my close friend. There, I searched for a job day and night, but I got nothing. So, I thought, why not volunteer? I decided to volunteer with an organization that was supporting IDPs. While volunteering, I met people just like me, displaced, struggling, and some dying of preventable diseases, like malaria, a simple cold or cough, waterborne diseases, conditions that should never take a life. All these triggered my deep childhood memories. I was constantly sick. My grandparents felt helpless because they did not always have the money to take me to the hospital. I felt like a burden. Why was I the one always sick? Why me? People looked at me differently because of my condition. And because I wanted to fit in, I wanted to be treated like everyone, I decided to stop talking about my medical condition. But my childhood pain became my greatest motivation to become a medical doctor, to understand my condition and to help others who are in similar conditions. Today, I refuse to be helpless. I refuse to feel helpless as my grandparent. I decided that I was going to use my medical skills to start the Africa Initiative for Health and Research Promotion. In 2020, our organization has 3 main approaches. 1, we teach to prevent. We organize and deliver educational workshops on hygiene and disease prevention to IDPs and refugees who are living in calm or overcrowded neighborhoods and slums. 2, we want to care with compassion. Because we have lived through all these experiences, we provide free and affordable basic healthcare services through our walk-in cabinet, Zinvara Medi Center. For those who cannot come to Zinvara and those who live far away from a hospital, we organize mobile clinic to bring care directly to them. 3, we want to heal the trauma. Because displacement and conflict are often associated with trauma. We provide psychosocial counseling. We teach them trauma coping mechanism to overcome their trauma gradually. In my city, people don't die because they cannot be treated. They die because the world did not look their way. They die because the distance to hospitals are so far away. They die because someone asked for that medical bill before they even cared. But when one community clinic decides that displacement is not a crime, when one team decides that trauma deserves a voice, and when one health professional decides that humanity comes first before that medical bill, then we start to rewrite the story. The African Initiative for Health and Research Promotion is not just treating malaria, trauma, or poverty. We are trying to eliminate the idea that some lives matter less. So today, let me leave you with this. Healthcare is not a privilege we give. It is a justice we owe. Because access to healthcare should never depend on where you were born, what you fled, or what you fear. It should only depend on one simple truth, that we are all humans. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we go directly to the questions. Our offline panelists, Christophe, Dr. Yamini. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You.
First of all, congratulations for the presentation, Adelaide.
Thank you.
It was very impressive. Thank you very much. You write in your profile, you write that your organization will join the Universal Health Coverage Scheme. And I think that's very necessary and very good idea, because since an NGO addresses basic needs, which are originally the responsibility of the state, then there's always the risk that the state is continuing to ignore this field and not taking care of this problem himself. So how are you, I would like to know, how are you want to secure that really the state doesn't pull himself out of the responsibility?
Before coming here, I started working with some people at the ministry, and through their program, they were very interested in the work I do. So they were the one who introduced me to the Universal Health Coverage Program and said I will be a good fit there. So when I go back, I'll continue to work with them, and I'll ensure that I'll find other organizations who can support this mission, so that even if the government pulls out, we are able to continue with our mission.
Adelaide, your initiative is associated with healthcare, right?
Yes.
Firstly, I would like to emphasize that any initiative associated with healthcare comes with a greater responsibility. Yes. Because even if the intention is good, one wrong move can harm the society and the people. Yes. So it has to be dealt with very carefully. Okay? Yes. And convincing people is also another difficulty which you're going to face. Okay? So my question would be, traditional practices is what will be seen most commonly in your areas or in communities. Yes. Okay? Your task is to switch the local beliefs and the remedies into medical care. For example, in some communities, the first milk, colostrum, you've heard of that? It is the first newborn's first initial stage of milking. Yes. From the mother, the breastfeeding part. Yes, yes. Okay, in many communities it is considered as very dirty and it is not effective for the baby. But in reality, it is very preventive and protective for the baby. Okay, yes. How are you going to convince these people that to switch to the medical care that you are providing from your initiative rather than the local remedies?
Okay. we have already started on our initiative, and we have people who come to us at very critical stages. And when they come to us at that stage, it is an opportunity for us not just to treat them, but to explain to them why what is happening to them happens, and what could happen could be even fatal, even leading to death. So we decided that we do an educational workshop to teach the communities, the people, on the importance of certain of basic needs that they need to do to keep themselves prevented, and to also know when to go to the hospital for medical care.
Okay, now to the online panelist, Dr. Victor. Do we have any question?
Yeah, thank you very much. Good. It's night here from Canada. Very good presentation. Thank you for what you're doing. I know if you listen to my introduction, you see I agree with also Kanthari that one person cannot change the world, but one person can change their world. And I think what you're doing is making a whole lot of difference in your community. I have a lot of interest in mental health, but because I just have one question to ask you, I wouldn't go to that aspect. I would just want to ask, given all of this you're doing, your work, partnering also with the government and other stakeholders, what would you say are the indicators you're going to be looking at to measure the improvements that you are making in the community in terms of awareness, detection, early detection, and also preventing illnesses and all the interventions you're giving? What are the indices that you'll be using to measure what you're doing?
Okay, thank you for that question. I will start by talking about one program we did, and from there we understood that just by one intervention we can reduce waterborne diseases. In 2020, when COVID was at its heat, we started the Clean Hands Cameroon project, where we install water points in front of our office for the community to come and fetch water and for them to use it for their daily activities. And before then, we had a lot of people coming in with waterborne diseases. A lot of them had intestinal worm, typhoid. And after they came and were fetching water from our communities, and we talked to them about how they could get potable water and how they could distill their water, after 6 months, we realized that the incidence of waterborne diseases had reduced. I believe that with the right strategy and the technique that will go to the community with, the people will see the importance of what we are doing and how it is important to them, and they will try to prevent themselves. And we'll also use the rate at which people come to hospital too will reduce. For example, when we went to the IDP camp, a lot of people always come to us when they are above 40 degrees of temperature. But after going there and talking to them about the importance of early diagnosis, what they should do when they face this and where to go, we realized that the number of people coming to us reduced. So those are the indices that we see that the work that we are doing actually has an impact.
Thank you so much. Do you have a follow-up question?
Simon.
No,
Simon?
thank you. Thank you for your answer.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Victor. Simon, do you have a question?
Yes. So Adelaide, thank you for your lovely presentation. I would like to I actually have a follow-up question for him, or like a question on top. So we are always talking about the systemic change that we want to see, the bigger goal we want to achieve. You had something in your dream speech. You said you want to end the idea that some lives matter less. How do you know when you achieve this goal?
I will know that because that's not my only objective. I want the community, I want people to take charge of their lives. I want them to be able to be responsible enough to know that this is healthy for me, this is not healthy for me. This is when I should go to the hospital, and this is when I should be able to manage these things like flu, or how to manage a flu. And when people get to the hospital, they should not be treated like, because they don't have money, they should not be treated any other way from people who have money. They should be treated equally, no matter their conditions, because we are there to save the community, not to bring them down because of their conditions, because they are poor, or because they fled from conflicts, or because they cannot afford certain things. So I believe that this who helped us to know that the lives that people think that does not matter. If we do that, if we just continue to do that, everybody will feel that they are important. They will feel that no matter what is happening, they have a place to go to where they feel comfortable, they feel happy, and they know that they are going to be taken care of.
Okay, do we have any other questions from our offline panelists? Christoph, question? No?
Okay. Shalene?
Yes?
We have one from our online viewers here.
Okay.
Adelaide, this is for you. The question is, what challenges do you expect when you go back home with this project? What are the first initial challenges?
I am already having some challenges because my beneficiaries keep calling for me to come back. Like, when are you coming back? When you come back, are you going to reduce the price? The price is lower than expected. So I know that it's going to be a challenge to make them to understand that before we do that, we have to have a sustainable funding source. So that is a big challenge that I am really thinking of how I'm going to go back and make them understand that before the prices go further lower, we are supposed to be able to have a good funding source.
Thank you so much, Rohin. Tyrone, you have a question?
Yes, Adelaide. Who are your target beneficiaries?
My target beneficiaries are IDPs, refugees, and low-income people.
Okay, men or women?
Everybody, children, men, women.
Okay, because I noticed you said women are lacking access to healthcare in 2025.
No, everybody.
Everybody?
Yes, from the vulnerable community.
Okay, fine, thanks. Sabria? Yes.
A lot of people ask us, why don't you scale? And at first we took the question serious, and we said, okay, why not going to Africa and start another Kanthari campus there? And our first trip was going to Rwanda. First to Uganda, then to Rwanda. And in Rwanda we met Manzi. Manzi was a victim of the genocide. He was 7 when the genocide hit Rwanda, and he fled under very, very difficult and brutal circumstances. He fled with his sister to Uganda, where he stayed for 2 years without parental care, without any care of adults in a refugee camp, which must have been a very, very difficult and traumatizing experience. So when we met Manzi in Rwanda, we actually rethought, why not finding people in the countries and letting them do something similar, or letting them be inspired by Kanthari here in India, and they can actually spread out or scale out rather than scaling up. Because what we are doing here is very intense training with these participants. And Manzi became one of these participants who was here in 2015. And and now he is back in Rwanda doing a huge project for persons who had been, just like him, traumatized through the genocide, but mainly for HIV positive persons. And and he is doing really, really great. I mean, all the governments, they see him, the governments around Rwanda, they see him as a big, big role model in what he is doing. Please have a look.
Presently, we support over 3,000 young people living with HIV in 12 health centers. All of you understand that we experienced a genocide in 1994 that claimed over 1 million people, and HIV was one of the challenges that happened in the genocide. Many people died and some got infected, and much of the children that we have today in the program and young people are children born after the genocide whose parents were either raped or sexually abused and they ended up getting HIV. So in this dream village, when we studied, we have quite a number of projects, but they are all geared on this young person. We have like the CATS project. These are community dose and treatment supporter. It is a health program in health facilities that relate with the young person living with HIV on a daily basis. They do home visits, they do counseling, they attend to child protection issues, all geared at addressing the needs of the young person.
Okay, this is it. It's community adolescent treatment supporters. So Jean-Marie is the first cat actually here. This is a room where he receives clients individually, especially new clients, to do counseling and support them to accept their HIV status. Each health center we are in, all 12 of them, they have different way they live. Especially here, he has so many female sex workers, housemates. He finds many of them are lost to follow up. Like for example, if a maid maybe was afraid to ask for permission to come to the health center. Others are female sex workers, maybe they're drunkard at night. The morning they don't remember that they have appointment, to track them also. So you might say he has few people, 170 according to other cats, but they are all they need all special support. You understand, if cats is following up 170, he will be overloaded with problems. Because everyone who wants him, they have a problem. Not someone saying thank you, will come here. No, it's always the problem. I'm pregnant, how do I do this? So they come overloaded, and their mental health is something that we thought of. They have their own counselor. They'll be visiting for individual problems or work issues. He's saying that because of his status, his HIV status, he's very grateful that he's able to support other young people.
Solving the issue of HIV is not only about medicines. It's more than that. You have a life to live. And that's why we come up with projects like the Vocational Training Institute, where we train young people to do organic agriculture.
I'm Robert Chiza, the manager of farm. I'm leading 3 projects: Vocational Training Center, where we grow vegetables organically; Moringa farm, we grow moringa, we process moringa, and we pack it and we sell to the communities. We boost the immune system for the people having HIV. Those guys need immunity, the strong ones. The reason why you call it miracle tree, it can save your life. Yeah, yeah. In the Vocational Training Center, you see, we grow different products of vegetables in different ways. If you don't have land, come in a dream village and learn how you can grow vegetables instead of going to the market of buying land. Grow in organically, in your soil, from transplantation, since you harvest it. In agroforestry, I show you how you can mix different trees with the crops. I show you how you can grow fruits, different varieties, and you can grow the fodder for the animals, and you mix with maize, you mix with the beans, and you get a lot of the products once per year. That's what we do here in our Dream Village Agriculture Farm.
Then we have the BAM project, where we train young people to deal with BAM products so that they can be able to economically sustain themselves, bring food on the table, and even be able to bring the needs to themselves that they would not have been able to do that. We also have the Rwanda Nook Hub. This is a center where young people come and learn from the internet. They do projects. These projects keep them busy. The innovation that they never had a chance to do, now they can use it there. By the end of it all, after they have done these projects, they can go and replicate it and employ their peers, and as well as get income that they can be able to support other members of the family. Yeah. that we create an arena where social change agents can flourish and change the status quo. We don't want them to remain the same. We want them to change according to the problem that we face every day.
Thank you very much. That's a very inspiring story. Ladies and gentlemen, when we start our projects, we really want great impact. But sometimes we forget that small steps can bring very big impact. And I always say, and most of you know this statement, if you think your small steps have no impact, try sharing a room with a mosquito, then you'd understand. The next speaker is trying to stop these mosquitoes from sending us all to extinction. Welcome, Alfred Ngulo from Tanzania.
Many of you can relate to this sound, right? To some of you, this sound is just a sleepless night. But in Tanzania, this sound is a threat to millions of people, to some extent, even death. Malaria remains a threat to millions of people around the world. Every year, it causes severe complications such as anemia, miscarriage, and low birth weight, especially among the pregnant women. Maybe for some of you may not understand how malaria is being transmitted. Let's have a look.
Step 1. A mosquito bites Mary, who already has malaria. It drinks up her blood and also sucks up the malaria parasite called Plasmodium. Step 2. Here, inside the mosquito's stomach, the parasite develops for 10 days. Step 3. The mosquito then bites Paul. It injects a bit of saliva into Paul's skin. This is important to make the blood flow, but at the same time, it contains a malaria parasite, which makes its way into Paul as a new host. Step 4. The parasites travel to Paul's liver. In the liver, they multiply. Later, they spread back into the blood, infecting the red blood cells. Step 5. When the red blood cells burst, it causes Paul to feel feverish, chills, and other malaria symptoms. So, don't blame the mosquito, which has a place in the ecosystem. Blame the parasite.
Tanzania ranks among of top 10 most affected countries for malaria and is among of top 4 contributors to the global malaria burden, accounting for about 4.4%. This problem is rooted from poverty and lack of awareness. And this is not just statistics, it is personal. I grew up in a remote village, Kindimbaju, in the southern part of Tanzania, where malaria, it was a constant threat. I saw my family members suffer from malaria. I also contracted from malaria couples of times, to the extent that I fainted under a mango tree while I was trying to reach to the hospital for the treatment. But also, I lost my cousin. So, from this pain that I had gone through, I decided to initiate Afia Guard. AfriaGuard is a social venture that is committed towards malaria prevention among the pregnant women in Tanzania. At AfriaGuard, we address malaria problem by using two approaches. The first approach, we empower women with malaria awareness. Here, women will learn to identify causes of malaria, symptoms, effects, and preventive measures to be taken. And our second approach, we train women to produce organic mosquito repellents. Here, women will learn to develop mosquito repellents just from the natural resources. And the kind of mosquito repellents that will be produced by the women, it gives them protection from the mosquito bites up to 8 hours, while creating a sustainable livelihood among the women. So now, let's mix mosquito repellents together just by using 3 important organic ingredients. So today we are going to make just a simple mosquito repellents, and I'm going to demonstrate how to formulate a liquid-based mosquito repellents just by using 3 important organic ingredients. As you can see in front of you, we are having lemon grass. Lemon grass has strong mosquito repelling properties, which can repel mosquito up to 8 hours. And from this lemongrass, we are able to extract lemongrass oil. So lemongrass, it gives lemongrass oil, or we can extract oil from this lemongrass. And our second ingredient that we're going to use is coconut oil. Many of you like smooth and glowing skin, right? So in our formulation, coconut oil, it acts as a skin softener, and it keeps your skin moisturized for a long time. And I believe all of you enjoy nice fragrance. So lavender in our formulation, it gives our product a pleasant aroma. So now, let's mix our ingredients together. Then we'll be coming up with a final liquid-based mosquito repellents. As I've told you, our first ingredient is coconut oil. So this is coconut oil. So our first ingredient, we put coconut oil. That is our first ingredient. So this ingredient, it acts as a skin softener. Okay? And this is just a simple formula. And our second ingredient is lavender. Lavender is nice smelling. I think for some of you, you can testify, right? You can testify. And our final ingredient is lemongrass oil. This is very important ingredient in our formulation, because without this one, our product cannot function. Because this is what it repels mosquito, or it causes mosquito to run away. Can you smell it? Is it a nice smelling? Or is it a bad smell? Nice? Okay. So this is lemongrass oil. And just like that, simple like that, our product is ready for the usage. So, when you apply this product, this one, to your skin, it causes mosquito to run away from aroma which is being released by this repellent. So for every mosquito bite avoided is a life protected. And for every woman empowered is a community transformed. That's the changes begins with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. For the questions, we'll start with the online panelists. Dr. Victor, do we have a question?
Thank you. Good presentation.
Thank you.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I just want to know, apart from pregnant women, it seems we are disenfranchising men here. What have we done?
Okay. Thank you, doctor, for...
Any way to bring men in?
I can say this product, it can be used even for men. Men also can use this product. But I can say currently, I want to focus with women, because that is my major focus. I want to focus with women. But also even men can use this product.
Thank you. Ashmita, do we have a question?
Yes, I do. I actually have two, but to start with, I'm really, really inspired by your story, and it was a great presentation. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Um, so my first question is related to the fact that I understand this is a social enterprise, and while we have women at the center of it and the community at the center of it, we understand that to run businesses, we need revenues. So how do you balance this out, and what is the line that you have in mind, which prioritizes social impact and balances the financial stability of your enterprise?
Sorry, can you come again?
Yeah, so I wanted to know that although I understand this is a social enterprise,
Yes.
and it was built keeping the community and women in the center of it, but for us to also run the enterprise, we need some kind of financial stability. How do you draw a line between balancing the social impact and the financial stability of your enterprise, and what are the you know uh, what are the strategies that you uh, have to ensure that this enterprise grows while keeping the women in the center?
Okay. To ensure the growth of enterprise, we have a multiple, I can say multiple options that we can use to ensure that it is growing. One of or maybe a methodology that you'll be using, I can say we rely on the donation, but also this product also, I mean, women themselves, they'll be selling. So it's to ensure, I mean, organization is growing, or our enterprise is growing.
Thank you so much.
I don't know if I'll try to answer the question.
Okay, offline, Sumant, we have a question.
It's proven that the insecticide-treated mosquito nets, right, are effective for malaria and other cases. So why reinvent through the mosquito repellent? And if I'm not wrong, the Tanzanian government also gives away free mosquito nets. So why not try to bring those to the communities rather than doing this?
Okay. Thank you for the good question. Okay, when we want to end malaria, to end up malaria, we don't normally rely on a single intervention. We have to rely on a multiple intervention so as to eradicate malaria. I appreciate the usage of nets, but nets, mosquito nets, are limited, are only for indoor use or indoor settings. But for outdoor settings, women or even men, they need intervention like this one. But not only parents, but also awareness program, like cleaning environment, and other intervention that can help to end up malaria.
Njay, we have a question.
So congratulations, Alfred. That was a very interesting presentation.
Thank you.
And I also congratulate you. I saw in your profile that you won a national award for this formulation. Congratulations to you.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that is different because everywhere, even in India, it's all chemical-based mosquito repellent, whereas you have come up with an eco-friendly, skin-friendly product.
Okay.
But my question is, something different in your presentation was everybody talks about the transmitting agent, but the causative agent is actually Plasmodium. That's what you shown in your video. That's very informative. But how do you relate it to your solution? Are you interested, or do you have any intervention plan where you want to carry out or collaborate with somebody who is doing research on killing or eradicating the causative agent and not the transmitting mosquito? Do you have any idea to do research or explore for more herbs or something like that that would actually target the causative agent in addition to your other interventions that is targeting the mosquito? That's my question.
Yeah, sure. I can say I have a lot of intervention which I'm planning to implement in the future. As I've said that we don't always rely on repellents. We have to use multiple intervention. And I'm thinking to come up with different technologies that can help to reduce malaria prevalence in Tanzania.
Yeah, research need not be a modern
But
scientific research. It can
yeah.
be even a traditional medicine-based research. That's my question. Do you have a plan?
Yeah, exactly. I have a plan to partner with other institutions so as to conduct a deep research on the area of malaria intervention. And I've already established a connection with those research in Tanzania. Any question?
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Sabrina.
Alfred, I'm still waiting for my mosquito repellent.
Okay, sir, we'll bring to you today.
Good. Great,
Okay.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
So now the next film we want to show is from a kanthari from 2022. She has experienced something that I could not believe is still happening in the 21st century. In Kenya, women and men, but mainly women, can or are endangered to be killed when they are very old and dement, mainly because there is a belief in some tribes that elderly people have witchcraft, have power over the family, or maybe it's even an excuse to get to their wealth, their land. And this is something that was terrifying when I first heard about it. When Eltrud came, her grandmother, was treated very miserably and almost killed. And since she was taking care of her grandmother, she was called the child or the grandchild of a witch. So people thought that she has witchcraft herself. She wanted to do something against it, and the only thing that she could think of was create a new community of old people, very old people, and very, very young people, to understand each other, to work together, to build a new culture together. There was a Swiss film team going to Eltrud, to Kenya, and they were watching what she was doing. So please have a look.
Und jetzt das Passwort.
380.
Probier mal.
1380.
Hat funktioniert. Applaus bitte.
Zum ersten Mal in ihrem Leben macht Donata Okeju einen Laptop an. Die Übung ist Teil eines Kurses, der älteren Menschen wie ihr im westlichen Kenia den Zugang zu modernen Kommunikationsmitteln ermöglichen soll. Ein Generationenprojekt, bei dem sich junge Menschen für die Älteren engagieren.
Der Laptop gehört zur heutigen digitalen Welt. Wer da nicht mithält, ist schnell isoliert. Deshalb ist es auch für ältere Menschen wichtig, mit einem Laptop umgehen zu können. Wir möchten ihnen eine Art digitale Bildung vermitteln, denn sonst sind sie schnell ausgeschlossen.
Um das zu vermeiden, organisiert die lokale NGO Rieko eine Art Schulung Ü50.
Für ein Foto musst du auf den weißen Kreis hier drücken. Diesen hier? Genau, sehr gut.
Die Schulungen finden in regelmäßigen Abständen statt. Und wie Donata nehmen viele hier lange Fußmärsche aus den umliegenden Dörfern auf sich, um am vermittelten Wissen teilhaben zu können und den digitalen Anschluss nicht zu verpassen.
Ich bin so glücklich. In meinem ganzen Leben habe ich noch nie einen Laptop in der Hand gehabt oder mit einem Smartphone fotografiert. Und jetzt lerne ich, auf so einem Laptop zu schreiben. Für mich ist das, als würde mein Leben heute ein zweites Mal beginnen.
Nebenbei läuft im Hintergrund der normale Schulunterricht. Die meisten Älteren hier haben nur ein Minimum an Bildung mit auf den Weg bekommen. Einen eigenen Computer, geschweige denn ein Smartphone, besitzen nur wenige.
Irgendjemand in unseren Dörfern hat sicher einen Laptop. Da kann ich dann hingehen und ihn benutzen. Das wird kein Problem sein. Wir helfen uns untereinander.
Der Schulungsort ist nicht zufällig gewählt. Alte und junge Menschen sollen hier miteinander in Kontakt kommen. Ein weiterer Schritt, die älteren Menschen in die Gemeinschaft einzubinden.
In den Augen von einigen sind ältere Menschen eine Art Gefahr für die Gesellschaft. Die haben das Gefühl, dass sie nur eine Belastung sind und nichts mehr zur Gesellschaft beitragen. Das führt dann zu einem großen Graben zwischen den Generationen.
Besonders in den ländlichen Gebieten ist dieser Graben zwischen den Generationen häufig deutlich spürbar. Deshalb erfolgt der Austausch auf dem Schulgelände bewusst in beide Richtungen. Am Nachmittag sind es die Älteren wie Donata, die ihr Wissen an die Jungen weitergeben.
Ein Hase und eine Ratte trafen sich auf einer Brücke. Der Hase fragte, wo finde ich nur was zu essen? Die Ratte sagte, sei schlau, unter uns fließt ein Fluss mit Fischen. Wer nicht jammert, findet immer was zu essen.
Gegenseitige Bereicherung, Anerkennung und Wertschätzung.
Dieser Austausch ist so wichtig. Wir Alten haben unser Leben gelebt und können den jungen Menschen einiges Wissen mit auf den Weg geben.
Das Generationenprojekt in Kenia wird unterstützt von der Kanthari Foundation Switzerland.
Hello. Wow, that was great. Gentlemen in the audience, how many times do we say, I'm okay, when you're not? I can tell you one thing for sure. I say that so many times, countless times. I've actually lost count. Ladies and gentlemen, the next speaker is making us understand that it is okay for a man to say, I'm not okay, when you're not okay. Let us welcome Alik Mandandi from one of my favorite African countries, Zambia.
Hello. Hi, Dad.
How are you?
I'm fine, Sunny. I'm very well, thank you. And how are you?
I'm okay. How is everyone home?
Everyone home is doing very fine. We're all right.
That's good.
How's work?
Work is fine as well.
Oh, that's nice.
Sure. I just called to check up on you.
Okay, that's very fine of you. Thank you.
All right, Dad. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Have a good day too.
Bye.
Bye.
What if the strongest person you know is silently suffering? And you only came to know about it when it's almost too late. For me, this person is my father. Growing up in Zambia, my father took great care of me. He made sure that we never lacked anything that we ever needed. At no time did he complain, nor share his struggles with us. He did all this with the love that he had for his family. It was not until in 2022 when I received a call from my mother, and she told me, Alec, my son, your father is not okay. From the tone of my mother's voice, I could tell something was not right. So the following day, I jumped on an early first bus and I went to see my father. When I reached home, he was the first one to see me. I could see he had lost weight. When I reached near, he embraced me with a hug, and I hugged him too. He was frail. Later on, I learned he has been battling diabetes and hypertension. You know what? My father is not the only one. In Zambia, about 2 million people are suffering norms. Yes, patriarchal norms. You might wonder why and how. This is because as men, we have never learned how to communicate and embrace vulnerability. A man should be strong. A man should not show emotions. A man should not cry. Even the women, when they see a man shedding tears in my community, they say, well, he's not man enough. This is what is killing the men. They fail to speak when they are sick. They fail to seek medical health care, because doing so, you'll be regarded as a weakling in the society. When I went back to Namala district, where I work as the district livestock specialist, along my line of duty, when I was vaccinating animals, I saw one of my farmers, Mr. Banda. He was seated under a baobab tree. His leg was swollen, puffy, and shiny. When I was done vaccinating, I went near to him. Guess what he said? Officer, thank you very much for vaccinating my animals. You see, I could not stand for a long period of time. This is because I have diabetes. At this same moment, I saw my father in this man. Same story, different places, suffering silently. This is when I founded Hymns. At Hymns, we are going to address and challenge patriarchal norms using two approaches. The first one, it is the mobile health van. This is a van that is going to go deep down into the remotest villages of my community, offering healthcare services such as screening, diagnosis, and management of diseases right at the doorstep of the men. The second approach, it is our hymn garden. This is where men are going to go through our four-phased seed curriculum, SEED. The first S, this is where we're going to welcome men. It's called standing tall, as strong, bold as they are, believing in patriarchal norms. E, it is for embrace. Under this phase, the men are going to go through grounding by sharing how patriarchal norms has affected their health-seeking behavior and the community at large. E is for elevate. Now, at this phase, men would have learned how to communicate, would have known how detrimental patriarchal norm is. D, now they're going to demonstrate. They're going to do this by gardening of vegetables such as spinach, carrots, and even keeping of livestock. Woo! Sorry.
Hi, Sunny.
Hi, Dad.
I'm watching you.
Uh-huh.
And I'm very much interested in joining your seed curriculum.
Thank you.
When are you coming back home again?
Let me call you back. I'm still in the middle of my speech. Oops. Sorry for that. Whew. Where was I? Aha! My dream is simple, yet powerful. A Zambia where men are free to express how they feel. Silence can break a person. Silence can kill a man. That's why I chose to speak. Thank you.
Alec, that was a very, very wonderful speech. And going to the Q&A, Maria Juliet, do you have a question?
According to me, when you say a patriarchal society, one of the features is generally women's voices are not heard. Yes, of course, men have to be masculine. They have to be strong, emotionally strong. But women's. So why can't your hymn garden be a him and her garden? Because it's anyway elderly women. So of course, elderly women also suffer, right?
Yes.
So that's my question. First question. Second is, if this traditional belief is so deeply rooted that men should not show their pain out, how are you going to convince them? Yes, you have designed a beautiful intervention with your mobile medical certs. How will you convince them to come to you?
So I know definitely convincing them it will be one of the biggest challenge because they are rooted in patriarchal system. But having experienced this firsthand with my father and him being one of my beneficiaries, and even when he talks to me, he has a network of men that they meet together while they go for treatment and checkups. So I'll start from the people who believe in my core, who believe in my, my mission, and from there we're going to translate to the other group. Because if people are able to see what we are doing and to see how it's benefiting the men and the community at large, I believe they're going to jump onto the bandwagon and do this with me.
Thank you. Dr. Yamni?
Hi, Alec. It was a really interesting performance.
Thank you.
My question is, you say that patriarchal masculinity is the barrier which is preventing men from approaching for healthcare services, right? When you, this patriarchal concept is their core concept. They have lived there, we are talking about elderly men, right? They have lived for 60, 70 years with this concept. When suddenly, when that narrative, when that concept is being questioned, there are possibilities of an identity crisis and psychological conflicts that comes to them. It is going to add to the already fucked up situation they are having. So how are you planning to manage both without destroying their sense of self or their identity?
Okay, so we don't want to destroy their identity, but we want them to realize that this is a cycle that has been inherited even way back about 600 BC. And it's both supported by religious and cultural. So now, during our seed curriculum, we have planned strategies and steps on how we are going to put this together such that it does not destroy or diminish how men are, but make sure that it embraces a community where there's shared responsibilities between women and men, and a community where the men should not feel to be above all the other gender. And when this happens, it means that we are going to live in an equal, shared community where men and women are going to coexist and work together. So we plan to do this through our curriculum. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Moving to our online panelists. Simon, you have a question?
Yes, thank you for your beautiful presentation, Alec. I would like to ask or take it one step further. We talked a lot about the mindset shift of the elderly men, but I mean, if we want to see a systemic change, I mean, at some point the younger men also will get old, obviously. How do you want to convey a mindset shift to them? Like, how do you want to bring a change to them such that it not only the impact of HIMSS does not only reach the elderly men, the mindset shift, but also the younger men, the women you said also perpetrate or also carry this idea. So how can you bring this to the brighter community?
Yeah, so through our hymn garden, we are going to be having demonstrations, and these are, you can imagine this is a garden that has been put into a community, and now these men who once were put on the higher hierarchy, they're now sharing on how this cultural norm, this systemic norm has in some way made their healthy or their life miserable. And now they're going to talk and discuss this with the community. This garden, it will be opened to the women, it will be opened to the youths, it will be opened to the men. So they are going to share. And in doing so, they are going to send a message. We are going to make this awareness to the children, to the men, and to the women. So we hope we are going to target the generation coming after that.
Thank you. Dr. Victor?
Thank you very much for your presentation. I was also surprised by the call you received. You could have told me I could have called you instead. Anyways, diabetes is one of the diseases ravaging the world, and because many times it doesn't have symptoms. But when it does, beyond talks, we will need to treat both the condition and the possible complications. Are there systems you envision that you can create that can bring multidisciplinary teams together to help cater for this, for this, for people who you eventually discover maybe through your primary survey, um, that can cater for them on a long term and on secondary basis? I'm talking access to doctors. I'm talking access to podiatrists, and given, of course, the context of where you and I are from, they are resource limited. Are those systems you're looking at bringing in, and if yes, how do you intend to do that?
Yes, Doc. As we are starting small, and we believe that it's from small things that we are going to have greater things. So we are going to integrate systems that are going to make sure we are going to cater for these people. These systems includes definitely having specialist doctors, having doctors who are trained into management of these health um, conditions. So we plan by doing this, and also in our program we are going to put, because it's also depends with what we eat. So we are going to integrate trainings on health eating or good health habits, lifestyle habits. So we plan to do this, and this garden, it will continue having days where the community is going to learn and integrate themselves doing these same habits.
Thank you so much, Alik. Do you have any other question? Yes, Dr. Yami.
You mentioned about mobile health vans, right?
Yes.
And they'll be visiting remote villages, right? What is the frequency of their visit to this each remote village as per your plan?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
The mobile health vans,
Yes,
right? They
yes.
will be visiting remote villages, right?
Yes.
As per your plan, what will be the frequency? Like, say,
Or how
in a-
many times in a week?
Yeah,
We plan to be doing this 3 times in a week.
3 times in a week.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
In all the villages.
We'll start with one of the villages. So in that same village, we'll be going one step at a time, at least 3 times in a week.
Okay. If the
Yes.
plan is to go to multiple villages, okay, there
Yes.
will be a lag that the accessibility to the medical health vans coming up. So there is a chance that the people of the community will feel dependent on this medical health vans. So there is a possibility of delay in treatment. How can you avoid that? And are there any strategies by which such things can be avoided in the community?
So we believe, as we do, much of the sensitization is for the men to be aware that this system is making them, they are healthy to go down. So the first thing is they should know they are healthy. Going and having them go to the nearest facility to check for their health condition. So we are not trying to come across these health facilities which are there, but we are just trying to enhance. So the first thing is for them, the men, to feel their body and take action and visit the healthcare services. We are only going to see those ones maybe who have not yet, gotten our intervention. So we are trying to create awareness, at the same time, do something to those who are suffering already. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Alec. Thank you very much. That was interesting. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite time has arrived. It's time for lunch. So I would kindly ask all of us, the offline members, please come back exactly 1:20 p.m. And the online members, please be here at 1:30 IST according to schedule. Thank you very much. And also for our new guests, you come out of the door, just turn to your right and follow where the nice buzz is. Happy people. Thank you very much. Wow, lunch was good, I see. Very good. Welcome back. And this, sadly, excuse me, voice box is on mute. Mine is here now.
Thank you so
Right.
much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I enjoyed my lunch and I understand you also did. Now, oh yes, Christoph, my man. All right, so we are going into our last sector, and sadly to say, but we have to, everything good comes to an end. I'm really excited about this last sector, and whilst we are at it, I would like to quickly go and just introduce our new panel members, but maybe let me first start with those that we already know. Okay, are we ready? Yes, okay, so I'll start with Andrea. We have Andrea here. She's been with us since yesterday. We all know her. Give her a round of applause. And we have Oliver. And we also have Christoph. Next, we have Dr. Sushmita. Not forgetting Charlotte. And we also have Ithias. Yeah? Please, round of applause for Ithias. I mean, hello. Okay, okay. Then we have Mary as well. Thank you very much, Anand. Appreciate it. Then we have Simon. Yes. Now, we do have an in-person guest who is new today, and it's Avanish. So I'll tell you a bit. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Okay, okay. Now, I will give you a brief biography of Avanish. Okay. So Avanish is known as the selfish philosopher. Okay. And, and is the founder of Le Mantastic, a green space for nurturing individual potential, a motivational speaker, writer, and happiness expert. I like this one. He blends clinical psychology and philosophy. He has consulted on government projects, mentored socially driven startups, and led children's content for Disney, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and Amazon. With 82,000 plus Instagram followers, he shares insights on ancient Indian culture. And while pursuing a PhD on linguistic freedom for the deaf, he is launching Avindra, a platform for ancient Indian lifestyle products. Oh my goodness. Round of applause. You quickly stopped. I was still flipping my pages, ladies and gentlemen. Now, on the virtual panelists, we have Femi Adeyeye, a social crusader, essayist, and public affairs analyst and human rights activist. He convenes the Fund Education Coalition, a movement of students, workers, and interest groups working to make education affordable for all Nigerians. Since 2015, he has been part of major mass movements in the country, gaining deep advocacy experience along the way. Professionally, he is also an entrepreneur and a construction expert. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. Helen?
Thank you so much. And just a quick reminder, once again, kindly let's put our phones on silent or flight mode because the speeches that are given here are going to be recorded and we do not want them to be disrupted. And also, please do not take photos in the room because we also do have our in-house photographers. Thank you. Teron?
Yes, we forgot to mention, we might have new guests. I don't know where the washroom is. Can you please do that?
The washroom is directly on my right, which
He
is
knows
your
better.
left. Or literally, outside here, we do have an academic block or our office building. We will also find washrooms in there.
Thank you very much. And also a quick reminder, also those that don't already know, we ask you kindly not to move around during the speech. When a participant is on stage, we ask you to sit back, relax, and enjoy. Please do not move around because it will disturb them on stage, and also you won't get to focus and understand their dream and their journey. So we ask you kindly to stay seated. You can use the washroom during the Q&A. When you see on the screen Q&A, you can go to the bathroom. You're allowed to do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Tyrone. And It's been a very long journey. Thank you so much for sitting, listening in. Our online audience, hello, thank you so much for listening in. And we have gone through 5 different sectors of participants who have shared their journey, their dreams, and expressed themselves, some in dance, some in poem, and some have just said it, opened their hearts out. And I want to thank you so much for listening to that. Just a quick recap of what we've done. With the first sector was the Agricultural Alchemist, where we had everything around agriculture and environment. And then we went to Redefining Young Minds, where participants or those in that sector came and explained how they will be working with young people, with children. And after that, we went to alternative education. How other way would you give back education? Would you create change? And then we also went ahead to the final sector of yesterday, which was the courage to redefine what is normal. And today's sector, we started with one on beyond pain, redefining care in Africa. How can you bring health back to life? How can you use health to create change? And finally, ladies, gentlemen, and others, we're going to have our final sector, which will be about building bridges, leading, what?
I think it's leading change.
Yeah, leading motivational change.
No violence.
And basically, how will we create change in chaotic environments? Tyrone?
Yes, you can understand. Yesterday, we were watching some speeches, and I reminded you, ladies and gentlemen, that at a point, we take this just as a story. But when you are here, these are experiences that a human being actually experienced. So I ask each time that we are listening to the speeches, each time we're watching that we understand that there's a feeling in this, there's an experience in this. I remember watching a speech from Emmanuel, and it really put me in a perspective because I relate to some of the situations, and then it also made me sob a little bit behind my glasses. I didn't want anyone to see that one, by the way. And then at that moment, I realized I feel just like everybody else here. I've had so much pain in my life. I've had all this in my life until you listen to someone else. Then you're like, damn, that is hard. That's when you start understanding that other people out there are really going through a whole lot. So ladies and gentlemen, for this next sector, I really ask you to be attentive. Thank you.
Tyrone, please call the next speaker who will open up the sector for us.
Thank you, Charlene. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there is a lady. The other day I was watching online and scrolling, like I always say, don't just scroll around. But I was scrolling online and then I stumbled upon a video from this British lady. And I'm going to try and imitate her voice, okay? So that I can remember this. So she said this message in her voice.
Nobody has the right to live their lives being protected from offense or from insult or from hurt feelings. It is an occupational hazard of living in society. And if you cannot take it, become a hermit.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the next speaker says he does not want to become a hermit. The next speaker says, my generation is trying to become hermits, but in his voice, he says, no, we don't do that. Stop whining and take action. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Yadinda Titu from India.
WhatsApp message.
Friends, did you guys know what is happening around us?
Yes, I know. Bollywood celebrity got married to Hollywood celebrity.
Wow! Guys, it's not about this. Thousands of trees are being cut off and our rivers are getting vanished. We need to do something for it.
Hey, T2, what are you saying? We cannot do anything about it. Don't joke.
Hey T2, all these things are because of previous generations. We can't do anything about it.
Hey, be happy that you're having food and water in your plate today.
Why are you guys saying like this? Let us do some camping.
Guys, if we are being with him, we'll be in trouble.
Sorry, T2, you are alone in this.
This is what happens whenever I speak to my friends about environmental or social issues. They leave the group, they cut the call, some even say, good luck. Later I realized environmental and social issues just don't sell. But it's not new to me because before coming to Kanthari, I was one among them. A silent, ignorant Gen Z who was trying to chase behind the train that this society, my family, people in power wanted us to catch. A materialistic success. Everything started at age of 11 when my father took me to RSS camp. Just imagine this. A 11-year-old child wearing white shirt, khaki trousers, latti in hand and doing Sangadaksha, Arama, Sangadaksha and hearing to people saying, you are the protector of your religion. You are the protector of your culture. You are the protector of a woman. So woman should be behind the doors through lot of mythological stereotypical stories. Later, I went into social work education where I got exposed to the field reality. Books, movies and theater shaped my mind. But it was not easy because back there they said me what is right and what is wrong. But here everything is upside down. Then I realized I need to strip off all my privileges. I need to work for the marginalized. I need to be the savior of the marginalized. I need to be the voice of the voiceless. With this dream, I entered into Kanthari. Kanthari is an impact leadership training program where they invite people from across the globe who have a vision of social change. Most of the people are from marginalized communities. Here, I got into the same stage for the first time and I was explaining about my big ideas to be the savior of the marginalized. Now, participants ask me, who are you to be our voice? Are you also oppressing us by saying we don't have a voice? Who are you to save us? Oops. Oh my God. This gave me sleepless nights. Then I started searching. What is the meaning of my life? What is the meaning of our generation? What is the problem we face? And I got it. Unemployment and education. That's where I'm going to work. Yes! Now, a person from an older generation, a Gen X, told me, you know what? You might be the last generation to enjoy, to experience the beauty of the nature as it is now. You might be the first generation to face critical water shortage, unbreathable toxicated air, and lack natural resources. And you might be the last generation to do something about it and stop it. Yes, that's true. But why are we not taking any action? It's not our issue. It's the previous generation who did this all. They are asking us to run behind the train that this society wanted us to run. Go to job, earn money, a lot of things. And in this rapid globalization, we are stuck into identity crisis. Now, Sabria, the co-founder of Kanthari, asked me, why are you Gen Z so whiny? Oops. Is that true? Are we Gen Zs really whiny? Maybe a little bit. Yes, we are whiny. Let me show you what this whininess and ignorance cost.
அந்த காத்து சுவாசிச்சே கிட்டத்தட்ட 200 பேருமே அதே இடத்துல மயங்கி விழுறாங்க. இங்க இன்னைக்கு பிறக்கக்கூடிய குழந்தை கூட ஆஸ்மா, வீசிங், இந்த நுரையீரல் பாதிப்புல இந்த குழந்தைங்க இங்க பிறந்துட்டு இருக்கு.
தண்ணி சரி கிடையாது. இந்த தண்ணியால என் புள்ள ஒண்ணுது மாதிரி ஊன விட்டுறலாம் ஒண்ணு பெத்து வச்சுக்கிறோம். பல்லுக்கார குழந்தைங்களுக்கு பாதிப்பு.
இப்போ 3 விதமாக இந்த மாதத்துலேயே டிசம்பர் மாதத்துலேயே 3 விதமான டிசார்டர் நாங்கள் ஃபேஸ் பண்ணிகிட்ருக்கோம். ஃபஸ்ட் என்னென்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஆயில் ஸ்பில் எண்ணூர்லேருந்து விட்டுருந்தாங்க. அதனால் நாங்கள் ஏகப்பட்ட பேரிடரில் இருந்தோம். அதுலேருந்து மீள்றதுக்குள்ளே சிபிசிஎல் வெடி விபத்து, மூணாவது பார்க்கும்போது இந்த அம்மோனியா கேஸ் வெடி.
This is the place where I come from. This video was shot on December 2024, but the situation is still the same. In homes, we never spoke about it. My friends had a time to speak about movies and lot of things, but not about this. This generation's silence gave rise to Agai. Agai means to rise. Agai is an organization which is working together with Gen Zs in nurturing a fearless mindset and moving towards a courageous, conscious and collective action through our project Odyssey of Change. It's a long and transformative journey wherein each cohort, 15 Gen Zs come together and undergo 3 phases of training, which resembles the layers of the earth. Phase 1, the core. Here they understand the core issue. What do you think the problem in my area? It's not the melting ice in Antarctic and Arctic. It's not the sea level rise. It's purely human behavior, a capitalism and industrialization and negligence from the society because of inequality sustaining in the society. Here, our participants understand this reality. They go to the field, spend time with them, and with these core issues, they move to the phase 2, the mantle. Here where they undergo a process, an experiential workshop in co-designing campaign. It's not just a campaign. It's ethical, creative, non-violent, non-discriminatory campaign. Can we Gen Zs do this alone? No way. Now, in this phase, we are involving the other generation to give their experience, to give their creativity, so that we can move to the 3rd phase. Phase 3, the crust. Here where we implement the action. Art becomes our language. Theater becomes our reflection. And music becomes our call to action. People do campaigns, not Agai as an identity, but as a people movement. And through Agai's campaigners hub, networking hub, they amplify this issue. Just think about this, okay? A local issue in Kerala is being spoken in different continents, Africa, America, and lot more countries in Asia. It will be good, right? It becomes a global movement. Through all this, we are not only taking climate action in our hands, we are breaking the barriers of caste, religion, race, gender, ethnicity, and disability. When I speak about this, I need to introduce you to an instrument. This instrument is called Parai. This is an instrument which is said by the people. Why? Even my family members say it should be used only by certain people. And it should be only used for grieving. But grieving is good, right? Because this is a time where we consciously think about what we lost, the beauty of the nature, the natural resources. And this is also the time where we need to think about what is the solution. So in Agai, we see this instrument not as a grieving material. We see this as a beat of change. Gen Z's on the floor, let's stop whining behind the doors. Let us take action from our art's core. Mountains are drilled, forests are cut off, rivers are fade, climate is seed. Break the silence, stop the violence and bloody ignorance. Mountains are drilled, forests are cut off, rivers are fade, climate is seed. Break the silence, stop the violence and bloody ignorance. Let's act together and show we also bother. Let's act together and show we also bother. Tannanane nane tanna tannanane nane tanna tannanane nane tanna tannanane nane. people started joining and stopped whining. Yes, thank you.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much, Titu. Thank you. That was really good. I almost danced. I love dancing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going straight to Q&A. So I would like to start with our offline panel members. Any questions? Hello, hello.
Hey, thank you, T2, for that energy, for that like presence on the stage. For like, I can feel your motivation, your desire to change something.
Thank you.
And I also felt kind of anger, something like, now we need to change something, and this can be very burning, I think. And also from my own perspective, I went to some anger, and it brought me to places where I felt also burnt out and tired and a bit hopeless and powerless. So what do you do for your own well-being during that journey? Because what you planned, it's a lot. How do you keep your mental balance and your body balance?
It's just a simple answer which I need to give. Creativity makes me out of the burnout. That's why in our order campaigns, we have art, music. It is also scientifically proved that music can thing which can release our burnouts. So we are bringing it into our curriculum, and we are going with the artists and people who are vibing with us. So I think we we will have burnouts, but it will be cured by the art. So yeah.
Great answer. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Tito.
Hi, Anish.
When I look at you, I believe that your personality will win your organization because you have that at least innocent looking personality. I do not know whether you're innocent or not. You have that innocent looking personality which you can claim that, okay, I want this innocence to go back to nature and ecology. So bravo on that. I have a question. You connected two things, the classist or the class discrimination and ecological imbalance. I found the connection a little far-fetched. You said you had that experience as a child growing up where you saw the severe classist discrimination, and then you jumped into ecological imbalance. How do you plan to connect these two other than through words?
Okay. So when talk about inequalities, right, like class and caste.
What is the connection between inequality and ecological disbalance?
Yes. So there was a report which is said, like released 2 days back, the 40% of wealth of the country is handled. It's been with 1% of the wealthier people, like 1% of the population, right? When we check at this 1%, who are they? They are the biggest environmental degradator, like degrade environment, build lot of factories, and take the natural resources which we have. So, and even in Congo, like where the phones, the overconsumption, it's also a class. And when we talk about caste, again in Indian context, the people who first affected by any disaster is the people who are in the marginalized. So I think there is lot of connection between the class and the caste and environment.
And an extension to that.
Yeah.
So how do you bring that into your organization's activities, other than creating awareness?
Yes.
Because what you said right now, most of the people are aware. So how are you going to integrate it uniquely into your organization?
Yeah, that's what in my second phase, the mantle phase, we said about ethicality, right? Ethical. There are a lot of organizations who are doing campaign, right? But the problem is they are getting the money from the people who are destroying and doing a campaign, save soil, save this, save rivers. So we are more focused on the ethical part and non-violent part. So I think the ethics plays a major role. The values plays a major role in how we can connect it.
Thank you very much.
Okay, it'll be great if you made it more tangible, but all the best.
Yeah, thank you.
Dear offline panel members, knowing Titu very much, he will give you the burnout, not himself. He's very safe. Now to the online members, do you have a question? Rohin?
Yes, thank you, Taran. Online we have Femi Adeyeye from Nigeria.
All right, thank you. Can kindly confirm if you can hear me clearly.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
great.
yes,
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 yes.
yes.
Thank you so much, Tuti. That was so performative. I must commend the whole poetry. At some point, I was shaking my head and doing the dance with you. Great. But I have a question, and it's bothering my mind being an organizer myself in Nigeria. And the question boils around organizational structure. What's the structure of this organization? What does it look like? Because let me be very truthful to you. This whole boisterous energy of Gen Z will not be like that for life.
No.
You know, you won't be Gen Z. I mean, the energy and all of those things will not be there for life. There would always be an entry point and an exit point. So I want you to answer this in a way. How long do you plan to do this?
Yeah.
One.
Yeah. Thank you.
What is the organizational structure like so that there is sustainability in all of these very fantastic ideas that you have posted? So that I don't repeat what other persons have said, I just wanted to address these two questions that are somehow intertwined here.
Yeah. Since we talk about inequality in my project itself, there is inequality come from hierarchy, right? Like when the top to down approach, right? So we are totally against this top to down approach because which also we are visualizing in Kanthari how its flat structure makes the process so easier and make it as a collective movement. So it will be until the phase 2, it will be within the organization, and in phase 3, it becomes a people movement. So only till the phase 2, like we have this that flat hierarchy. I also hate this word hierarchy. It's a flat structure, like where everyone can give their opinions, everyone can share their ideas. So I think that's our organization structure will be. And about the energy, so I think this, I'm just focusing on the energy which we have now for next, you can say like 10 to 15 years, we will have this energy and it can also extend. But my focus is just to work on this, first focus on 10 years and take one thing in your hand and work for it and move forward. And the upcoming generation, they will start Agai 2.0 or something. And
So,
they can
so you leave it, excuse me. So you mean the idea is just for 10 years and then you leave it open for the next generation if they like, they pick it up, if they don't? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, people will take this moment forward. So my main thing is, if in 10 years if air is getting like not toxicated and it's been breathable, then okay, it's done, let's go and work somewhere else and things like that. But for now, my focus is just focus on 10 years. First I need to work in my area with my friends. So I think that's the...
Thank you, Titu.
Yeah.
That's a very good answer.
Okay.
Right. Do you have another question online? Rohin? Okay, go ahead. Rohin, do you have another question online?
Hello?
Yes.
Itihas, you want to ask the next question?
Yeah, I'd like to ask the next question. Congratulations first. I'm also from Chennai, so I'm so glad that someone is taking up such an initiative. The question is, in the future, how would you ensure your organization doesn't get co-opted by, let's say, a political party or an NGO or any of such organizations? Because you need funds to, run these kind of things. So, like, or where do you see aligning in the future if something like that arises?
That's a good question, which I was hearing for a long time here. So I think about the funding part, yeah, fund is required, but we are something moving forward towards what everyone needed in this world, right? So I think if you ask what will be the biggest challenge, I never say funding is my biggest challenge, because I can go under a banyan tree, gather people and do some workshops, and we can go on the field. So how to convince donor, if they understand my cause, which we are working, it's up to them to get convinced to invest on the campaigners. If they are not ready to get into if they think you get into risk, okay, they are not my donors. So that's it. So I think in that aspect where whoever wants to join, it's a people movement, people will fund us. I hope people here will fund my organization. So yeah, that will be my thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Titu.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Amazing. Round of applause. Okay, okay, okay. Oh my goodness. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, participants, I see you are very excited about T2, but Sabria has something for us.
Okay, and since we are still in the rap phase, we have prepared something for all of you with videos from Kanthari, from these Kantharis, from former Kantharis, and with the right song accompanying it. Okay, off you go.
Yo, listen up, it's not your average tale. This ain't no spot, trip, or retreat for the frail. We talking fire, scars, survival, and grit. Kanthari's the name where the misfits fit. Not for the posh or the pampered elite. It's for those who rose from defeat. You've been knocked down, well, now's your rise. This school teaches you how to strategize. They don't want your smooth talk or your high-class school. They want the ones who bring about a positive change. Can't they rise? With fire in your eyes, from pain to purpose, we reach for the skies. Kanthari, we speak, we build, we lead, planting justice like a fearless seed. Kanthari, the thorn that breaks the chains, from the heart of Kerala we rise through flames. This ain't no lecture hall, no chalk and board. It's where voices rise and fears are floored. Real life lessons on your feet you learn, where failure's a spark and your passion burns. Face violence, poverty, thrown away. Kanthari says good now, light the way. No excuses, no fear, just action fast, turning every scar into a social blast. Don't need a suit or a billionaire plan. You need guts, grit, and a call to stand. Kanthari, rise. With fire in your eyes, from pain to purpose, we reach for the sky. Kanthari, we speak, we build, we lead, planting justice like a fearless seed. Kanthari, the thorn that breaks the chains, from the heart of Kerala we rise through flames. It's not about where you've been, it's what you'll do. You've seen the dark, then shine straight through. No saviors here, just change makers who feel, who saw the wound and chose to heal. They don't cry, they create. They don't beg, they innovate. They don't wait, they act. That's a Kanthari pact. Kanthari, with fire in your eyes, from pain to purpose, we reach for the sky. Kanthari, we speak, we build, we lead, planting justice like a fearless seed. Kanthari, the thorn that breaks the chains, from the heart of Kerala we rise through flames. So if you know someone burning to try, send them to Kerala, tell them why. Kanthari is where outcasts ignite, turning breakdowns into blinding light.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay, that has given me enough energy. Media team, we should have this again. Okay. Yeah. So part of it is, sadly, after all that, Kanthari is a great place, and they say we have people who feel like they're misfits, and they come here and they fit. And so recently in the world, we've been having a lot of cases around femicides. We've been having a lot of violence going on. And unfortunately, or fortunately, actually fortunately enough, we just celebrated the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence against women and girls. And as a person who has gone through any sort of violence, you will actually need a lot of courage, a lot of energy, a lot of audacity. You need to be audacious enough to be able to face the truth agree that, accept that I have this wound that I have gotten through the violence that I have faced, but then I want to create change that lasts. And our next speaker has gone through the pain, and she has decided to change, to create change, and to speak up against this pain. Let us welcome Nyasha Munetsi from Zimbabwe.
Yay! Daddy's home! Tanaka, Chieza, thank you, my children. I've brought you more books for you to read. My Chieza, thank you, my dear. You are home early today. How was your day at work?
Beautiful, isn't it? This is a fundamental right for every child as they are growing up. A place called home, where it is safe, peaceful, free from violence. A place where dreams and life aspirations are nurtured in love and positive role modeling.
Hey, Nyasha, that's not the reality. Please show the truth.
You know what? Unfortunately, she's right. That's not reality. Due to domestic violence, millions of children are being robbed of this fundamental right. Statistics show that 45% of marriages and live-in relationships are affected by domestic violence. This may be just statistics for some of you, but for me, it is a reflection of my childhood. I grew up witnessing a lot of violence around me. And the thing that broke my heart in all of this violence was the silence around it. First, I watched my mother suffering in silence. And back then, I thought domestic violence was just my parents' issue. But over school holidays, I would travel to my paternal village. And there, I witnessed my aunts suffering again in silence. And then I said, this may be a family curse. I then grew up and I became a nurse. And in the hospital, I attended to a lot of domestic violence cases. Then I said, this is a national issue. In 2008, during the years of the big recession in my country, I migrated to South Africa for better working conditions. And there, I witnessed more violence against women and girls. Then I realized domestic violence was not just my parents' issue, not just a family case, definitely not just a national issue. Domestic violence is an international, global issue. Over a few years, the economy stabilized back in my country, and I moved back. And guess what? I found my Prince Charming, my knight in shining armor. He swept me off my feet, and we got married. And it was a happily never after. My Prince Charming soon turned into a beast. And in that marriage, I almost lost my life. I remember it started with some called silent treatment here and there, rude, harsh words, a day or two, until it became slaps, punches, kicks. And then one day, it was weapons, a screwdriver and a sharp knife. I had said, I have heard enough. I want a divorce. So he said, till death do us apart. And he stabbed me, and he cut me with the screwdriver and the knife. I remember lying, being helpless, lying in a pool of my own blood with broken bones, broken teeth, burst lips. I was saved by my neighbors. And that was my wake-up call. I founded Speak Out, Voice It organization, an organization that is existing to challenge this culture of silence around violence. The major culprit in all of this violence is patriarchy. We were all born into it, and we follow it blindly, with no understanding of its origins or its deep consequences, both socially and environmentally. To address this problem, I thought of a solution. Here at Kanthari, after going through the vigorous training that we go through, a solution that is going to disrupt this oppressive system of patriarchy by raising an awareness of it and inspiring mindset shifts around it. I thought of the Sovi School of Change. With our midwifery curriculum, being a midwife myself, that is called the Sovi 3 Trimesters of Change. Just as how human life is first formed in the womb of a woman and kept there for 9 months before a beautiful birthing, so can change go through a 9 months transformational journey. The first trimester, 3 months, the social womb. Participants will be led back into the beginning of humanity. They will study societies, how they were formed, and how they evolved through different power dynamics that brought about patriarchy. We will confront the root causes of wars, discrimination, inequalities, sexism, socialism, ageism, and all the other social ills. One major question that participants are to confront in this trimester is, how did we come to be who we are and where we are as society? And one major key point that participants should understand is, before we can heal the world, we first need to understand its wounds. Trimester number 2, again 3 months, the environmental womb. In this trimester, participants are going to be led into the study of the earth before human interference, how ecosystems thrived in balance, and how human greed and unchecked consumption brought about all this degradation that we see today. Climate change, deforestation, pollution, carbon emissions. The major question that participants are to confront in this trimester is, what have we done to our home? And the major key point that participants are to walk away with is, The violence that we inflict on the environment mirrors the violence that we inflict on each other as human beings. Trimester number 3, the last trimester, the birthing of solutions. This will be an off-campus trimester. Participants are going to be divided into 2 groups. The environmental group, environmental innovation group, and the social innovation group. And they will be sent back into their communities, no longer as mere community members, but as solution designers. They will identify the different challenges that are being faced by their communities. They will trace the root causes, and they will map the most affected groups, age-wise, gender-wise, demographically, religiously, geographically, and if it is environment, species. And in the last month, they would design creative, unique solutions to address these challenges. And they carry out a pilot project. Then they come back to the campus to graduate. It is our hope as SOVI organization that at the end of enrollment in this 9 months transformational journey, each and every participant will be able to buy into our SOVI vision, which is evergreen communities with rivers flowing with crystal clear water, forests filled with diverse kinds of animals, homes with women and girls flourishing in dignity and strength, men and boys standing in as allies so that together humanity and nature thrive.
Nyasha, you're dreaming again.
No, this is not just a dream. This is a possibility, and it can become reality, one mindset shift at a time. Thank you.
Right. Participants excited again, I see that. Thank you very much, Nyasha. That was amazing. Right, let us jump straight to our Q&A, and I will start with our online members. Rohin.
Yes, thank you, Taran. Thank you, Nyasha. Online we have Charlotte and Sushmita Ben. Charlotte, you want to go first?
Yes, sure. Thank you so much, Nyasha, for your presentation. I'm also dreaming about a world like this, so I hope you can succeed. I have a question though. Is SOVI school only for women going through pregnancy? Because you chose to build a program talking about wound. And I'm trying to think about all my other women who might not go through pregnancy and not relate so much about a wound-based program. Why this choice?
All right. The mention of wombs and pregnancy is just, it's a curriculum that is designed for everyone.
But not everyone will go through pregnancies in their life.
No, it's a curriculum that I'm describing in the form of the trimesters of pregnancy because I'm a midwife myself. So this curriculum was just inspired by my midwifery background. But it's got nothing to do with midwifery at all. It's all patriarchy and gender-based violence, open to all.
Okay, I'll ask another question then. Do you consider yourself as a feminist? And if so, who's your feminist idol?
I will mention Vandana Shiva from here, India. I consider myself to be an eco-feminist because the approach that I'm using now in SOVI organization is ecofeminism approach. So Vandana Shiva.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you, Charlotte, for that question. Do you have any other question?
Yeah. Sushmita Ben, you want to go next? Thank you, Charlotte.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, it was a very powerful speech. Yes, I would like to ask you one question, which is like, we have been empowering women from quite a few decades now. Okay. So, but we have not taught our men to deal with empowered women. I would say we have not taught our men to, we have somewhere there is a gap there in teaching men how to, deal with that empowerment now. So does your organization do anything, or you have decided anything in the future about this?
Definitely so. Before coming to Kanthari, I was guilty of that intervention of just working with women alone. But I went through serious concept transformation here, and I came up with this solution that I just presented. It's a curriculum that is raising an awareness on patriarchy and trying to inspire mindset shifts in both men and women. So I believe this is something that is going to really disrupt the systems of patriarchy.
Thank you very much. Do you have a
So
follow-up
you're
question?
saying that, sorry,
Go on.
just one clarification I need. So your participants are both men and women.
Yes, I'm mainly targeting youth in their gap year. Normally in Zimbabwe, after youth finish high school, they go through a gap year where they are doing nothing, waiting for their A-level results and waiting to apply for university. So in that gap year is where I'm going to be inviting them over for this curriculum in 9 months.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And to our offline members, Andrea?
Nyasha, I was very much touched about your personal story. You have so much to say about domestic violence, and I missed that topic a bit in your curriculum. And what you do for all the women, who suffer from domestic violence. Is that not the key message to do something for them? Especially you, who understand so well what they went through.
Well, okay. The curriculum that I just presented is not our only program within the organization. We have many other programs. We have programs that are specifically focused on the survivors, programs that are focused on the perpetrators, and programs that are focused on the community as a whole. So this one that I presented today is just a community-focused intervention. But we do have specific programs for women.
I'm very glad to hear that. How big is your team if you want to do so many things?
How big is mine?
Your team.
I have been running for 5 years, though on a low scale because I was balancing my midwifery and running SOVI. I was doing it more as a hobby than a full-time thing. So the team that I had managed to accumulate, we are not meaning to blow my own trumpet, but we were doing an impact without funding because we did not even know our work qualifies for funding. So that now that I have this knowledge and I am equipped to raise funds, I believe I will raise an even bigger team.
Okay. Evanish, please.
Hi, Nyasha. I have 2 words of appreciation and 1 question. So the first one is the way you describe your life. You are the classical mascot of Kanthari. You truly are what Kanthari represents. So bravo for being the ultimate Kanthari. Second, I really liked the way you classified the stages into the trimesters. Even though I am a man who might not ever be pregnant, I can very much relate to it because I think any human being would relate to pregnancy because we have had our mothers or aunts or sisters or friends pregnant. But even if we keep aside the biological pregnancy concept, the concept of a womb is creativity. Who has not written your own sentence in your life? We are all creators. So we all go through that pregnancy in our life. So I think it's very universal.
Thank
you. My question is, so who are your participants? Are they victims of abuse or anybody?
In this curriculum, it is anybody, from the ages of 17 years when they have finished their high school and upwards.
Okay, so after they graduate from through your course, what are the tangible changes that you expect from society once they start work, and how do you plan that out? I want to hear something tangible rather than, okay, the society's mindset would change, because patriarchy is not just about men thinking they're powerful. Patriarchy trickles down into the female mind as well. There are many women who are patriarchally brainwashed. So what change do you see? What tangible change do you see once your participants go out into society?
All right. This curriculum is designed to raise an awareness of patriarchy. And patriarchy is not just the abuse of women and girls, it's also the abuse of the environment. And I'm hoping, like I shared, that at the end of this curriculum, each and every participant will buy into our vision, because we envision a world where women and girls are safe and where the environment is being rebuilt, ecosystems and biodiversity being restored. So what will tell us that our work has been impactful is when we see youth after our curriculum choosing, because the year that we are inviting them in is a very critical year where they are choosing their career paths. So when they choose career paths and business paths that are eco-friendly, then we know we have had success.
Thank you very much,
Good luck.
Nasha. Thank you so much. Off you go. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And Sabriye, off you go.
So just a half an hour ago, I had a group of visitors, and some of them asked me, how do you get into Kanthari? Now, it's not so easy to get in. There are a lot of things to do. You have to go through a form, and then one interview, and an essay, and another interview with a psychologist, and an interview with the catalyst. So we are really very careful who's coming here, and the ones that are selected, they should really belong here, right? And they should also do something really amazing. Now, a lot of people think that they need degrees, especially people from Asia. They love their degrees, right? The university degrees, certificate here and certificate there. And we say, no, we are not interested in degrees. In 2023, we had a very diverse group. The youngest was 22, the oldest was 66. The oldest was a doctor, a medical doctor who was a specialist for leprosy. And then we had Karan, who had not even 5th grade, or he was dropping out of 5th grade, and he became a dishwasher in India. He came all the way from Nepal to India. He walked on barefoot to India and became a dishwasher. Now, he is running a huge community in the western part of Nepal. Please have a look what he is doing.
In the heart of the remote Kalikot district in Nepal, where rugged mountains meet ancient traditions, lies a community striving for a brighter future. This is our home, and this is where our story begins. This is Oda.
Namaskar, my name is Karan Singh. I am the co-founder of CEO of Oda Foundation Nepal. When I was 10 years old, my dad got sick. He had a fever, but there was no medical facility near my village. He had to walk 4 days to get a medical treatment. We waited hopeful for his return, but he never did. Then I had to quit my school and support my family. I went to India to get a job. In 2013, I returned to my village with my friend John Christopher. Together, we started the first cow shed clinic in my mother cow shed. Today, Oda Foundation has a much more than cow shed clinic. We have a well-equipped hospital. We serve more than 10,000 patients yearly. We also collaborate with the local government school to improve the education. We also work for livelihood program to provide job opportunity for our villagers.
Despite the progress we have made, Kalikot remains one of the most challenging regions in Nepal. The challenging terrain and remote location make it difficult to reach those in need, while systemic issues such as gender inequality and early marriage continue to hinder development. These challenges persist, reminding us that our work is far from over. With the support of Kanthari, Oda Foundation is launching 3 transformative projects aimed at addressing these very challenges. The first project is a lifeline for Kalikot, an ambulance service that will provide rapid response and emergency care to over 8,000 people in Mahawai. In a place where the nearest medical facility can be hours away, this service will save lives.
Okay. All right. Again, so much impact from Kanthari alumni, really satisfying to watch, and it's really interesting as well. Ladies and gentlemen, and others, I've got a nice question here. How many of us can just be in your house and you feel you're not safe and you're not certain about tomorrow? Not any hands? We are all safe. Now, before I go there, we have DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. It has the second largest rainforest in the world. But I can tell you and I can assure you that it is not a safe place to be. We have our next participant, our next speaker, who is the last one, sadly to say, and he is going to take us on a journey from the DRC. Let us welcome Eli Mastaki.
The Democratic Republic of Congo is a country where beauty and tragedy share the same sky. One moment you see mountains breathe fire. The Congo rainforest older than time, and the Congo River carrying stories.
Welcome to the Congo, a land where nature breathes with ancient strength. Here lies the Congo rainforest, the second largest tropical rainforest on Earth after the Amazon, a living cathedral of green, home to millions of species and a lifeline for our planet. In Virunga, the oldest national park in Africa, created in 1925, fire meets life. The rare active volcano, Nyiragongo, rises like a giant, reminding us of the raw power beneath the ground. And the mighty Congo River, the most powerful river in Africa, second only to the Amazon in volume. A force of nature, carrying the heartbeat of a nation. This is Congo, beautiful, alive, a land of wonders the world deserves to see.
Behind this beauty, there is another Congo. A Congo where you hear the constant sound of war. As a child, me and my 9 siblings, for 2 years, every night, my mother took us to the jungle, not for adventure, but because it was too dangerous to sleep in our own bed at home. While I was already here in Kanthari, my mother called me, "Hey, my son, how's the war going on there in India?" For her and for many people in my community, they think that there is no place without war in the world. 2 months later, I received a call again. "Hey, Eli, your brother was shot dead. He was killed a day after he went to hand over the dowry." In my community, you see people in the morning reading the news, not to be informed, just to check who is the direct neighbor or the family member was shot the night before. This is the normal reality in my community, where people have never known peace in their lives. People are living in constant displacement. Women raped daily. Children, youths facing violence. You might not have heard much about my country, the Democratic Republic of Congo, but I can assure you that all of you are carrying a little piece of Congo in your pockets.
Beyond Congo's beauty lies a painful truth. In the cobalt fields of North Kivu, women and children risk their lives every day. Thousands are displaced by war in places like Kibumba, forced to leave everything behind. This is the hidden cost of the world's technology and the reality Congolese communities live with.
This is the price we have to pay for the world hunger for electricity. Lithium, cobalt, coltan that you need to power your smartphone, your laptops, your electric cars. But what a paradox. How is it possible that the same country which is providing the resources for building the world technology is not able to build its own peace? Looking at some root causes on this complex problem: weak leadership, poor governance, and above all, the pressure, the greed of the global superpowers that treats and consider the Democratic Republic of Congo without dignity. We youths of Congo, we have enough with decades of violence. It is high time for us to take action. It is high time to build peace. This took me to Kanthari, where I started Elikia Africa. Elikia, which means hope. With this organization, we are going to empower the entire community, especially the children, the youths, the women, to become ethical leaders. With this organization, for our first project, the most important is the participants are going to learn communication. With these skills, the participants should be able to talk, discuss, and solve community issues without external intervention. The participants are going to will be learning also fact-checking. With these skills, the participants should be able to track misinformation, malinformation, fake news, which are mostly used to manipulate and call communities for violence. And they are going to learn also public speaking. With these skills, they should be able to tell our stories. And finally, the participants will learn investigative journalism. With these skills, the participants should be able to develop critical thinking, helping them to understand the context of the region, the geostrategy. What is the influence, the external influence on the conflict happening in the DRC, in the east of DRC? With our participants, we want to see them as peace reporters, peace ambassadors, and also we want to see them as public figures using their voices for peace. We are talking about peace, but what is actually peace? At Elikia Africa, we believe that peace is a culture. It can be nurtured. It can be taught. Right now, I am here in Kerala, south of India. And I heard for more than 200 years, you never had a war. Ladies and gentlemen, for all those living in peaceful countries, don't take peace for granted. Thank you very much.
Yes. Indeed. Okay. Thank you very much, Eli.
Thank you.
Okay, there's a bit of echo here. All right, we go for a Q&A, and maybe I should start online. Rohin, do you have? Why do I have this?
Yes, Tyron. We have Simon and Mary joining us online. Simon, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Eli, for your beautiful presentation.
You're welcome.
You introduced your intervention. So I would be really curious. I mean, peace is something that's not tangible, right? It's something you cannot touch. And the skills you were teaching, communication, fact-checking, critical thinking, all of that is not tangible. So let's say you run your pilot project or any project. How would you tell whether your project is a success or not a success? How can you tell that? What would be the things you're looking for?
Yes, for example, the first skill that they have to learn, the participant about communication. I said with these skills, the participants should be able to discuss and talk and solve internal issues, community issues without external intervention. It means what? With these skills, the participant then form a network. After the training, they have a kind of network. And with this network, because the participant will be selected according to the community, their tribe, and the quotas. Because in Goma, my city, we have 18 quotas. So we take one participant per quota. And then they form a network. With this network, they'll be sharing what is happening in my quota. What happened? What is the misinformation that is which is viral in the social media? And for that, for example, per week, we can say we tracked 5 misinformation. We tracked, for example, 20 misinformation. Imagine when you track 20 misinformation, and after this tracking the misinformation, you have the next step, you have to now to say, no, this was not a true information, this was a fake news, and now you give the reality to the community. This will be really something that you see the impact in the community.
Do you have a follow-up question?
Mary, you want to go next?
Yeah. Haley, thank you for such a beautiful presentation.
You're welcome.
I have one question for you. Emotional numbness can easily be confused with resilience, and more especially in conflict-prone areas. Which part of it, are you addressing that in your curriculum or in your training? And if you are, which part of the curriculum is addressing that?
Yes, I think this will be addressed because the approach will be like just workshops. And we have facilitators because I know we have like a need of a psychologist that will be helping also in that way. So the participants also should have these skills.
All right. Can we go to our offline panel members? Christoph, Avanish, questions? Okay, thank you guys. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, Eli, thank you from my side as well. And I want definitely to encourage you to get involved and engage in politics. It's important that we have honest men and women to get involved there. As you know, almost all around the world, politicians have a rather negative reputation. And the reason is not that only bad people are entering politics, but it's because everybody is kind of experiencing a professional deformation. And especially power tends to corrupt people. How will you protect yourself against these? And how will you protect yourself against the loss of your goals and the setting of your own compass?
Yes, I think it's not an easy question to answer, but I think, as I said, we have to develop kind of culture. And this cannot start from nowhere. I think now is right time for me to connect with mentors that have ethical leadership in them. From them, we can start learning. We know how to lead. How can we lead even a small entity with ethical? I think with that, if I have this kind of mentors, will help me to grow up and have a change in my country.
Thank you very much, and I wish you all the success.
Thank you, welcome.
Hi, Ali.
Hi, Avnish.
When I saw you, I remembered you on the Tough Talks day.
Yeah.
You know? So through all my grilling and grinding, you smiled through. You smiled throughout. And today, when I see your presentation, I realize how important that smile was. Who better to mediate peace than a smiling person? You know, so great.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that as your solution for such a political problem, you're taking an intellectual route, because I believe in the power of communication. So your presentation was one of the most impactful and realistic for me so far, you know, in Kanthari. So great, all the best.
Thank you.
So my question is, it's good that you're taking the path of communication and public speaking, because I believe it's the narratives that create new realities. But you are training people, you know, into acquiring a better language or communication skill into public speaking. And it's going to be a boring process, a strenuous process for the students. So how are you going to tackle that? Because the thing students hate the most is to study or learn. So how are you going to mitigate this boredom in the process?
Yes, I think the approach will help, because, you know, with the workshop that we don't have the long process training. We just maybe 3 months. We have 1 month for public speaking. We have 1 month for collecting data, editing, and publishing. We have the last month. This with the workshop, it will be really practical, to be practical and avoid long hours in classroom. Even we can be learning on ground. We say, okay, we know how to collect data on the field. How do we do reporting? Instead of staying in a classroom, we just go on ground. We say, okay, it's like this. It will be really live, not like boring in classroom.
Okay, makes sense. All the best.
Welcome.
Rohin, online.
Simon, you want to ask one more?
Yes, I would really curious to also hear from you, Hilly. If you run your project with the youngsters, from what I understood, who are you looking for? Let's say you have the situation where you have many people applying. So what would be the character traits where you would say that is somebody who I want to have in my program?
As a
Would it
participant?
be the extra? Sorry?
As a participant?
Yes.
I think my approach will focus most for female, because I know in my community, I know the context, and the misinformation pass through most of the time through women. Group of women, their group WhatsApp, they can be in the market. It starts that corner, and it's spread all over the city. But if I have now some women that I know where they are from the market, they are somewhere, this will help me just to have a solid organization. It means for me, I'll select most the women. If I have 10 participants, 7 or 6 will be women.
Okay, maybe I'll want to, the urge to add is, irresistible. So maybe it's not just women, maybe it's because women are denied the opportunity to get or access proper information. Maybe that is why misinformation is being spread through that channel. So I don't think of it as a gender. Maybe you didn't mean it that way, but I'm just clarifying.
No, maybe it's not what I said. The women, they are really vulnerable for misinformation. So I have to empower them to know how to track this kind of misinformation.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, no more questions? All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Ellie.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Whew. One more round of applause for Ellie.
Wow, that was amazing and also a bit very sad to learn this. And indeed, ladies and gentlemen and others, we really should appreciate our peace. Because as you understand already, this is not just a performance. It's not a performance, sorry to say. This is real. This is an experience. Appreciate your peace. Charlene.
Thank you so much. So we have come to the end of Kanthari Talks 2025.
Indeed, it was a long 1.5 days, and I was excited, I was happy, I was crying a little bit, because that's what Kanthari is all about. You get to experience life through other people, and it is really important for all of us. Now, while we are at it, first and foremost, I just need to quickly appreciate our online members first before we come to offline members.
Thank you so much, online members, for being with us for 1.5 days.
Yes, so we have Karen, then we have Cornelius, who has been with us as well. And I hear from the media team that we have Bupe Luando Kazadi, who is really, really excited about Kanthari. And Kanthari invites you to apply if you ever not.
Please apply. And then I would like us to give a round of applause first for our speakers for Kanthari Talks 2025. For our online and offline panelists for being here and preparing their questions.
Oh my goodness, yes, yes, yes. And the organizers. Lord of mercy, the media team, I could not do what you guys were doing.
Yeah, for the media team. Our timers, yeah,
It's not time yet. it's definitely no time up. And let us not.
Thank you so much. Please give a round of applause for Rohin.
Okay, and the camera
the
team, they have been grabbing us and we are looking good, I believe. Thank you very much. Sabria and Paul, thank you very much for starting Kanthari. We are here because of you.
And not forgetting all of you who came to watch the Kanthari Talks 2025. Give a round of applause for our audience.
All right, I would stand here the whole day and ask you to clap for Amber, ask you to clap for the cross and everything, and the churches in the kitchen, but I can keep it the whole day. But really, we have to say goodbye, right?
Tyron, wait a minute. Let's have a big round of applause for our MCs for Kanthari Talks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rohit.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you so much.
All right, I would love to keep you and hearing the claps, but we really have to go. So before you leave, of course, we have juice that is being served. We all need to quench our thirst. This was really a journey. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, round of applause.
Thank you. This marks the end of Kanthari Talks 2025.
You can dance if you want to.
Yo, listen up, it's not your average tale. This ain't no spot, trip, or retreat. We talking fire, scar, survival, and grit. Kanthari's the name where the misfits fit. Not for the posh or the yes. It's for those who rose from defeat. You've been knocked down, well, now's your rise. This school teaches you how to strategize. They don't want your smooth talk or your high-class school. They want the ones who bring about a positive change. With fire in your eyes, from pain to purpose, we reach for the sky. We speak, we build, we lead, planting justice like a fearless seed. Kanthari, the thorn that breaks the chains. From the heart of Kerala, we rise through flames. This ain't no lecture hall, no chalk and board. It's where voices rise and fears are floored. Real life lessons on your feet you learn, where failure's a spark and your passion burns. Face violence, poverty, thrown away. Kanthari says good now, light the way. No excuses, no fear, just every scar into a social blade. Don't need a suit or a billionaire plan. You need guts, grit, and a call to stand. Kanthari. Rise with fire in your eyes. From pain to purpose, we reach for the skies. Kanthari. We speak, we build, we lead. Planting justice like a fearless seed. Kanthari. The thorn that breaks the chains. From the heart of Kerala, we rise through flames. It's not about where you've been, it's what you'll do. You've seen the dark, then shine straight through. No saviors here, just change makers who feel, who saw the wound and chose to heal. They don't cry, they create. They don't beg, they innovate. They don't wait, they act. That's a Kanthari pact. Kanthari. With fire in your eyes, from pain to purpose, we reach for the skies. Kanthari. We speak, we build, we lead. Planting justice like a fearless seed. Kanthari. The thorn that breaks the chains. From the heart of Kerala, we rise through flames. So if you know someone burning to try, send them to Kerala. Tell them why.
Step on the stage, feel the light in your face. The kids of Mandaya are setting the pace. When we dance, we are led by the rhythm, the beat. When we jump, we fly high and fall back to our feet. We got dreams in our pockets, and we're driven by desire to test our talents. We are Mandaya.
Kids on fire!
Kids on fire! Kids on fire! Watch all of us shine as the music gets wild. We celebrate life, it's the right of each child. When we dance, we are led by the rhythm, the beat. When we jump, we fly high and fall back to our feet. We got dreams in our pockets, and we're driven by desire to test our talents. We are Mandaya.